Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's project is a very interesting one. It's a loofah soap project. Now you can see here, this is a loofah. Now you're going to ask, what is a loofah? It's a sponge, or at least it is used as a sponge, but it is actually a vegetable. It is a kind of a tropical cucumber that is used for its exfoliating and cleaning properties. I got mine off of Amazon, but you can find them also in drugstores or these type of shops. And you can see here, there's a little seed, because it is actually really a natural product. So we'll find seeds in it, as you can see here. We're gonna, of course, remove these because we don't need them in the soap. These are dried and they are a little bit hard. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna soak them in water for a couple of minutes to make them more flexible, so we are able to cut them so we can use them in our soap project. I'm making melt and pour soap project with these loofahs today. It's very beginner friendly. You can of course also use it in cold process soap, and I think that is a really good idea if you want to try and do that. So I'm just taking a bowl here and fill it with water, put my loofahs inside and just leave it there to soak for a little while. And while we are waiting for our loofahs to soak, make sure they are covered, we're going to prepare our glycerin soap base or melt and pour soap base. This is a pre-made soap base. So it means the soap is already ready to use. It has gone through saponification. So the only thing left to do is to color it and to fragrance it. And you have a soap that is ready once it is hardened. So I have mine coming in a big bucket of 6 kilos, like so. Of course, you don't have to buy such a big quantity if you don't need it. I'm using a scale and a container to weigh out the quantity that I need for this project here. Something else that I would like to point out, as you can see, I'm using this Pyrex glass container, which is absolutely heat resistant, up to 300 degrees Celsius and up to minus 40 degrees as well. It comes with a lid. This way you can also put it in your freezer or in your fridge if you have some project that require to do so. And it has a fantastic lip that makes your pouring really nice and precise. So I can highly recommend this Pyrex jug. It's maybe a little bit more expensive than a regular one, but believe me, it's totally worth it. The next step that I like to do before I put my soap into a double boiler is to cut it down in small pieces. So the melting is going to be faster than if you would just add the big chunks like you can see here. I'm using a double boiler because I feel very comfortable with it. I think it's a very gentle heating method, and so I can avoid the ingredients to overheat. But of course, if you don't have a double boiler or if you prefer to use a microwave, then you can absolutely do so. If you are using a microwave, just make sure that you are using short increments and you check your soap base frequently to prevent it from overheating. It is now time to have a look at how our sponges or our loofahs are doing, because we soak them into water to have them a little bit softer so we can cut them to size in order to make our individual soaps. And they still have some seeds in it. That's not a problem, you can just take them out, so they are not going to be incorporated inside your soap. And then I measured out the cavity depth, and then I'm just measuring it out and I'm cutting it to the correct size. And it's not a problem if it's not totally exact, since it is a natural product, and it's cool, in my opinion, if it doesn't look totally exact. Maybe it can stick out a little bit. That's totally okay. So I'm just taking the one piece I cut and I use it as a guide. And you see this Loofah soap looks like a sliced tomato to me. I remember when I saw it the first time, I was convinced it is a sliced tomato. So I thought I'm going to play around this vegetable kind of look, and I'm going to also add some cucumber extract to our melt and pour soap base. And the benefits of cucumber extracts for your skin are numerous. I usually use it for my hair oil that I'm making, but it is a superfood for the skin as well. The presence of manganese and potassium in cucumber is extremely beneficial in firming up and tightening the skin. Furthermore, it reduces all signs of aging, like fine lines and wrinkles. It is a perfect way to help hydrate dull skin because of its water content, and thus this extract acts to be a great complementing ingredient for skincare products. So of course it is an optional, but if you can get some cucumber extract, then I would totally recommend to add it to your soap. Now we're gonna grab our molds here, and I always like to use a tray underneath so I can easily move it around. Let's say I need a space for something else. So I'm just gonna place the loofahs inside the mold here. You see it fits well to this size, but of course you can also choose to make square ones. Why not? I just thought it is cute to have round ones. And now we're gonna have a look at our soap base that has been melted in the meantime. This is 1 kilo of soap base, and to this I'm going to be adding the cucumber extract, as I explained before. And the cucumber extract you can add to such a melt and pour soap base up to 5% of the weight. So I'm going to add 5 grams to this one here. I'm using a measuring spoon because I think it's very practical and handy to do so. So in goes the cucumber extract, and it smells amazing, very fresh. Then I'm giving it a good mix so that everything is really well blended. And then I had a fragrance oil sitting around for quite some time that I ordered for some reason that I really don't remember, and I was always waiting for the perfect situation where I could use this fragrance here. It's a fragrance called Green Tomato Leaves, and it comes from Scent Perfect. It's actually a Joe Malone dupe. It says an essential crisp green salad aroma with a blend of various lettuce, watercress, cucumber and tomato, tantalized by traces of basil, oregano and thyme. And this is absolutely wonderful, and I thought that's a good choice for this type of soap here. That is a natural vegetable-y kind of look. So I'm going to split the batch in 2 different jugs here so I can add 2 different colors to it. One is going to be red. It's Fiery Fusion of You Make It Up. I absolutely love this red. It's a bright red with a little sparkle in it. I always like to start with a little bit of color and then add more if I need it, because you can never take back the color once it's in. And then if you have little clumps, then you can just give a little spritz of rubbing alcohol and it will break the clumps and make your mixing much easier. This color here is a little too light for my liking because I want to aim a little bit the look of a tomato, so I'm going to add a little bit more here. As I said, you can always add more, you can never take it back. So I'm just gonna continue till it reaches the color that I would like it to have. I'm very happy with how the red turned out. I think it's a really pretty color, and I'm just giving it a quick spritz with the rubbing alcohol to make sure that everything is really well blended before moving on to the next color here, which is the green color, to mimic a little bit the cucumber look. And I'm using Harlequin Shimmer Mica of You Make It Up. It's a very nice classic kind of green color. I don't know how it's called in English, but we would call it flag green. like the green of the Italian flag, for example. So I'm also making sure that everything is really nicely blended and incorporated. Of course, you can use rubbing alcohol again to get rid of the clumps. And then we are definitely ready for the pour, which is the most exciting part. So let's see how this will turn out, shall we? Grabbing the mold that we prepared earlier on, these jugs here, Pyrex jugs, make it very easy and makes the pour really nice and even. And especially for these type of soaps where you have additives inside, it is important that you pour really slowly, really even, so that the mold doesn't overfill. And then otherwise it's very easy, you just pour your soap in and you're good to go. Looks nice. First one is a little light, so we're gonna come back and just fill it a little bit everywhere. Make sure that the loofah is completely covered in soap. And then we're gonna take the next color and do exactly the same. And once all the cavities are filled with soap, the only thing left to do is to wait for a couple of hours for them to completely harden, and then we will see how they turned out. Okay, so it's just a couple of hours later and we want to see how these loofah soaps turned out now that they are completely hardened and cool. I don't put them in the fridge because I find that they tend to sweat more, and this is how they turn out. I think they're pretty cool. They have to be corrected here a little bit. That's not a problem at all. This is the side on the bottom and this is the top. And they smell absolutely amazing. I think they're really cute. It's a really natural looking kind of product that really exfoliates your skin, like you can really scrub it while you're showering. That's a very good benefit of this loofah. The green ones look really lovely too. So here they are. I think they turned out really cute. Now the only thing left to do is to put them in a cellophane bag or shrink wrap so you avoid that they start to sweat. And that's it, you're done. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you around very soon for another one. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.